It's been a while since I've uploaded, and truth is, there is no more Gran Turismo. 3 weeks ago, it had a catastrophic engine failure, and I pretty much lost all of my money. Now that's what the Maserati Gran Turismo haters wish they heard. We're on month number 6, and yeah, I still got it. Now, I haven't uploaded for a month, but that's because I've had a lot going on. That also means there have been a lot of updates and a lot of changes. I'm gonna break down not only what's been going on with this car, but what this car has led me to in my life. Now, before we really get into it, I want to tell you guys how much this car has cost me in maintenance over the 6 months that I have owned this car. Before I tell you, take a quick guess, because you're not gonna get it right. The answer is $120. Before you freak out and start saying, oh, it's because you're not keeping up with the car, everything's gonna break in a second. Well, everything is actually good. The spark plugs are good, the fluids are good. The oil is gonna need to be changed in about 1,000 miles, so I will probably upload a video of me changing the oil on this car. Brake pads were $120. I did that myself, and that is the only thing that this car has needed in the last 6 months. Also, if you remember when I first bought this car, it came with a valve cover gasket oil leak. However, I've been checking the oil level ever since I bought this thing, probably every 2 weeks or so, and it has not changed at all. So that oil leak has yet to become a problem for me. Now, other than maintenance, if we were to add up the total cost of owning this car, gas and insurance is probably gonna be about or above $1,000, definitely over $1,000 at this point. But that's kind of what you deal with any car, except insurance and gas at 14 miles per gallon is definitely more on this. Now, there's something else that I did to this car, and I want your honest opinion on it. I painted these calipers yellow. New Maserati sticker. If you remember, the old ones, they were extremely faded with that horrible red color that just got baked in the Arizona sun, thanks to the previous owners. But now we have these absolutely beautiful yellow calipers. Let me know if you think this looks good on the red color. I'm not gonna lie to you guys though, I am not perfect when it comes to working on cars, and so there are some little imperfections, such as right in there you can tell that this wasn't done by a professional, but hey, I mean, it definitely passes the 5-foot test, right? When you stand here, tell me that doesn't look kind of decent. Now, painting these calipers, guess how long it took? About 12 hours. Reason being is because due to the fact that I've literally never worked on a car before, we really messed up painting these. And so we had to take off all of the wet, tacky paint that we screwed up on and redo the whole thing. And by the way, the material cost for this was around $40. Dealership would have charged around $1,200 to $1,500. But yeah, this car is definitely a DIY car for obvious reasons. Other than that though, there have been no changes, no scratches, nothing on the exterior. The top, I cleaned it, but there's still some spots that could use a little bit of work. But I mean, this car, exterior-wise, still just as flawless as when I first bought it. Now, I told you guys that there has been a lot that has happened in the last month. So let's go for a drive in this thing, and I'm gonna update you guys. All right, let's go ahead and hop in this thing. And by the way, I finally took the yellow sticker off from the dealership. I saw one of you guys comment, you're like, why do you still have that on there? And so I took it off. Still have the plastic floor mats on here just because I guess why not protect the floor? I don't know. Let's go ahead and get a cold start real quick. It is chilly outside, guys. It's getting to be fall time here. All right, so I told you guys I've only spent $120 in maintenance, but that does not mean that everything is perfect. Well, first of all, this doesn't turn on anymore. So the infotainment system screen is just staying black. Could be a whole number of potential issues. Hopefully it's just a voltage issue. I talked to some people and they said there's no way that's gonna be a fuse. This here likely is a fuse. That'd be the most obvious reason why that doesn't work, the little cigarette lighter. But this thing, the infotainment screen, I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Guys, the #1 problem with Gran Turismos is electrical stuff. I knew I would not get lucky enough to avoid that. But by the way, just before we go for a drive, so that you're aware, here is a rough summary of how I have been driving this car over the last 6 months. I recommend turning your volume down, by the way. it's been going through that, and there have been 0 red or even yellow flags with the engine sound or the transmission. Just those lovely pops. Even after 6 months of owning this car, it's really hard to describe the feeling. It's just pure smiles every single time I hop in this car. And well, while we're on that point, let's jump into the updates. If you guys remember, I told you all how much pressure this car put on me when I bought it in terms of doing well at my job. Well, over the month that I've kind of disappeared, if you will, reason being is I actually got the promotion. Now, it's not the promotion that's going to pay $250,000 a year, but it is the one that is one step below that promotion. That one is still on my radar. Offer letter has been signed, and I officially start on November 11th, so I've been going through some rigorous trainings, but I'm going to be making 6 figures at this point, which is insane. And I promise you, I would not have been able to achieve that if I did not buy this car. I love talking about if you should buy your dream car while you're young. It really, really depends on the person, but I am so happy that I did. But yeah, incredible. A promotion in 5 months, and it's not necessarily just because of this car. I also want to be able to buy like a GT500, a 911 GT3 for you guys to experience with me. But man, this car pushed me to my limits, and I've enjoyed every single minute of the last 6 months of my life. Oh, that sound. Wait, this is I believe our first drive on this channel with the top up, and it sounds still just as good. Oh my gosh. And by the way, not to mention, with the calipers now painted yellow, this thing gets even more attention than it did before. That's the one thing that this car was missing, because from the front it's beautiful, but from the side, it could have used a little extra something. And those bright yellow calipers, for me, they did it. Again, please let me know what your opinion is on that color with red. But I mean, I think it is beautiful, and I have no regrets doing that. Guys, I'm not joking. If you want a Gran Turismo, buy one. But I know 6 months isn't long enough to talk about if it's been, that reliable. But this thing is a year older than my Mustang. And by the time the Mustang hit about 5 years old, it was already leaving me stranded. So given that, this thing so far has been more reliable than my Mustang. I know how much that's going to blow some people's minds, because all people associate with Maserati is unreliability. And I hope that continues, by the way, because that keeps the value of these cars a lot lower. By the way, speaking of the Mustang, it's sold. And the buyer paid pure cash. Here is a picture of what that looked like when she paid cash for this car. That's the most amount of money I have ever seen and probably will ever see, just on the floor. I had to organize it like that, because that was, I don't know, money hits different when you actually hold it in your hand. But yeah, I got $15,800 for that car. I was happy, she was happy. That was a perfect transaction in my eyes. I went to the dealership and fixed everything up for her to make sure that the car was in perfect condition. And yeah, I'm very happy with that, and she's very happy with that. So that's an absolute win. Now, I do have more money to fix this car up if anything were to go wrong. But like I said, 6 months of ownership, $120 in maintenance costs. And the whine, all the things, the suspension, nothing has gotten worse in the past like 3 months. Oil level has not changed at all. So there is no reason to fix anything, considering that nothing is broken right now. And I drive this thing every day. I put the top up and down every single day. Oh, it's just such a joy to drive. By the way, guys, a couple of days ago, I decided to set up a little consulting gig where if you guys want to buy your dream car, I'll hop on a Zoom call with you and develop a very clear-cut plan to afford the car that you want, reasonably so. I've spent so many years of my life working in finance, and my job is working alongside financial advisors. Not giving financial advice, by the way, but if you want my take, my plan, and several options laid in front of you to buy whatever car that you want in a reasonable timeline, check the link in the description, and I will gladly develop a very clear-cut plan for you to do so. The reason why I started that is because, guys, this car has changed my life, and buying your dream car, or maybe your dream car is like a Pagani or whatever, which that's going to take only a fraction of the population can ever get a car like that. But buying a $40,000-$50,000 sports car with like a V8 or an inline-six turbo or something, it changes your life. It really does, especially if it's one that you actually want. And not only has it changed my life waking up every morning getting to drive this and the people that I've been able to meet, but the fact that I have gotten this insane boost in my career in such a short amount of time makes me really want to help others put themselves in the same shoes that I'm in. Because my gosh, 24 years old, six-figure income, again, I say that as humbly as I can, but that was doable in a time span of 6 months. So, yeah, I just remember all the people once I graduated college telling me how none of that's ever going to be possible. You're never going to make six figures, especially when you're out of college. Here we are. And again, I confidently accredit this car for me achieving that goal. Oh my gosh. By the way, I still haven't fixed this air vent thing. I still haven't fixed the glove box. I believe the glove box handle, yep, it's right in this little door cubby right here. So there's still some things that need to be done with this car. If the oil leak ever becomes something serious, obviously I will have to replace the valve cover gaskets. But not to mention, guys, I mean, this thing has brought me to become so much more confident in working on cars. So it's more than just the promotion that I got. It's also like I'm not down to spend the thousands of dollars that the dealership scams you of when you bring a Maserati into it. So yeah, this has been just an amazing learning experience, an amazing driver to become successful, and just money doesn't buy happiness. Yeah, it's not going to fix some problems in your life, but I'll tell you right now, you wake up to your dream car, and it is just incredible hopping in it every day. So, and by the way, no sticky buttons or anything. So, people talk about that a lot with these cars, but I have not had that issue at all. So, yeah, that's month number 6 for you guys. I've owned this for half a year now, and wow. This has proved all of the Maserati haters wrong. I looked at what owners said, and the owners always said, the only people who hate on Maseratis are the ones that never own them. The ones that own them praise how amazing they are. And I can now understand why. I can't speak for the Ghibli, I can't speak for the Quattroporte, I can't speak for the Gran Turismo, and I'm just going to immediately assume the MC20 is probably in the same category as this car. Plus, the MC20 is obviously going to hold its value better. If it doesn't, we're getting one 100%. But yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all. I'm very sorry for not uploading for a month, but it has been crazy with the job promotion, selling my old car. I'm dealing with the whole entire move right now. I helped my parents move their home. That's a lot of, it's a lot of stuff and a lot of work. So I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Remember to hop in the live streams. I'll do my best to continue doing more of those, and look forward to seeing how the ownership continues. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I deal with the C7Z06. Peace out.